Oh, hello. Thanks for coming today. You probably seen my email today. We're here to talk about your personal statement. It's almost summer. Yeah. So it's time that you write your personal statement. So do you know what a personal statement is?
No.
So personal statement is where you sell yourself to university. You want to impress them, so they'll give you a spot for university. Okay, so the personal statement, just give you a few tips. First of all, for your personal statement, it needs to be personal, right? You need to show your passion. You need to show your abilities, yeah?
Yeah.
So you got to write it in different paragraphs, right? Okay, so I have got to catch a golf game today. So any more questions about personal statements?
How to write a good personal statement?
As I said, it needs to be personal. Look, I'm here to help you. I really like you, but I really need to go to tennis now, okay? So just go back home and write your personal statement. We'll talk again after summer.
Okay.
Right? Okay, bye-bye. Crap, what are you looking at? I'm trying to help with personal statement. Get out of here. Get out of here. I noticed 2 grammatical errors. All of these errors actually are already spotted out by Microsoft Word. So it's highlighted in green. Okay, go home and correct those. Yeah, another comment I have for you is that your personal statement is not personal. I can't feel your passion when you write your personal statement. And I can't feel your interest in the subject. Yeah. So do you know how to do this?
Yes, of course. But do you have further suggestions?
Yeah, so when you write your personal statement, you should ask yourself very deeply, why am I interested in studying economics? Ask yourself, and then you have an answer, and then write it down on paper.
I pay you to teach me, not I pay to ask myself.
Yeah, but, I'm trying to help you. I'm a mentor, but that's all I can say. I can't help you write it, all right? So, by the way, I need to go home to have dinner with my wife now. Yeah, so may I ask you to leave my office right now? So there's your personal statement, correct the grammatical errors, and write with passion.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're the best mentor and the best
Thank you.
You're the most passionate mentor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So those are great memories, actually true story. That was what my counselor said to me when I was an IB student. And that's the exact reason why I decided to make this video, to help you write the perfect personal statement. Writing a personal statement was a very painful experience for me, and I realized that a lot of IB students actually have face the same kind of situation. Counselors at school are famous for giving really generic advice, like for example, using grammar check on Microsoft Word. Okay? So imagine what would happen if somebody gives you a formula where you can follow, and if you follow that formula, you know that as long as you get the grades, you can get into Cambridge or LSE. Well, this is the formula I want to give you today. Okay, so actually, I have interviewed personally. I have 2 or 3 friends who actually have been admitted into Cambridge, and I asked them for personal statement advice to develop this formula that I'm about. Okay, so without further ado, actually, in your personal statement, there should be 3 main parts, and there are 3 main purposes of your personal statement. Part number 1, okay, is you want to convince why you want to choose that subject. Okay, so why the subject? Okay, first part. Second part is subject-specific skills. Okay, so you need to convince. You need to be able to convince the admission officer that you have subject-specific skills. The third part is general skills, like for example, teamwork, right? Very important skill that all universities value. Okay, so now let's get straight to it. So therefore, the first part is why the subject, right? So this is basically what you should put in your first paragraphs. Okay, why the subject? Well, if you're doing some more technical subjects, for example, maybe economics, maths, you should go into the university website and research what you're actually going to learn in that particular subject. Okay, so for example, let me give you an example. So let's say I'm applying to economics. So you know to give 2 to 3 very concrete reasons why you're interested in the subject, right? So for economics, I'll give 1 reason for microeconomics and 1 reason for macroeconomics. So for the microeconomics, I will say something like, like the microeconomics that will be learned in university, including game theory, would enhance my analytical skills, which can help me to analyze real world situations, something like that, right? So it shows to the admission officer that you know that you would learn game theory in university. And for macroeconomics, I would say something like more advanced macroeconomic theory would allow me to further understand and predict trends in the economy, which would be helpful in all realms of the business field, right? Because ultimately, the macroeconomy affects all aspects in every business out there, right? For example, let's say I am studying business, a more generic degree. So if I'm studying business, maybe I can focus on two areas. One is finances and one is marketing, right? So, for example, if I want to come to this one, I'm interested in learning marketing, so I can say something like, I could say something like this. Being an entrepreneur was always my a childhood dream, right? And I can say something, all of my relatives were business owners, and I've always aspired to building my own business and serving the community, right? And I'm aware that marketing is one of the most important aspects of all businesses, because marketing and innovation are most important aspects of business, right? And the business course in university would give me the basic understanding of marketing, which includes how to go to market, how to promote brand loyalty, things like that, right? And you can also say something like, moreover, I'm aware that this business degree would offer me real-world internship opportunities where I can get hands-on experience with multinational corporations, for example, right? So you want to study the program and understand what's being learned in the program and basically come up with some reasons why you're interested in learning those kinds of things. Okay, now things get more interesting. In your second and third paragraph, now you want to convince the examiner or the admission officer that you have subject-specific skills, right? So for example, if you are applying for business, you want to convince them that you have some hands-on experience with marketing, you have some hands-on experience with sales, right? So, but the key thing that most students leave out is that in order to convince the admission officer that you have subject-specific skills, the best way is to use stories, right? Like stories about yourself. So story means you include all the details, right? So, and through these stories, you promote your strengths, basically, right? So why do we use stories? Because stories give a very vivid picture. So it convinces the examiner that you're telling the truth because you have all these details. It gives a very vivid picture. And more importantly, as humans, we all enjoy reading stories. You don't get bored when you read stories, and it gets very personal, right, when you write stories about yourself. As I said just now, I interviewed quite a few students and friends of mine who have studied in Cambridge who have written personal statements, and they have all used stories in their personal statement. Okay, I'll give you an example just using my own experience. So I would say something like, when I was a high school student, I worked at XYZ company, and at this company I was responsible for bringing a new market known as GoPro camera to the Hong Kong market, right? I was working for the distributor of the GoPro camera. One assignment that my supervisor assigned me was to source out different related retailers in Hong Kong and to investigate on the profit margin, right? This allowed the business to, this allowed my company to find the most relevant retail outlets, right? And get a fair estimation of the retail margins that is possible in Hong Kong. This gave me hands-on experience with marketing and business research, right? And I can say that was a process I genuinely enjoyed, and I'm interested in learning more about market research in university, something like that, right? So, and in the story, what you need to do in the story is you need to communicate. First, you need to demonstrate what did you do. So just now I said, okay, I researched all the relevant retailers and I figured out their price points, right? I tried to calculate the margins that we would obtain, our business will obtain if we sold a product in Hong Kong, right? So you don't just focus on telling, okay, what did you do? First is you want to explain in your story, what did you do in that situation, in that story? What was accomplished? So I helped my business to get a further understanding of marketing, the GoPro product in Hong Kong, right? And what you learned, right? So from this experience, I got some hands-on experience. I got some hands-on knowledge and experience on marketing, right? So, paragraph 2 and paragraph 3, you're going to have 2 or 3 stories. First, you have to think about, okay, what are the core competencies? Like, for example, if I'm applying to economics, I want to demonstrate to the examiner that I'm very good at maths, right? So how do you do that? Maybe you can talk about joining a math competition. What were the kinds of problems you solved? What was your achievement? Things like that, right? Personal experiences, stories, basically, okay? Now, the last paragraph, you talk about your generic skills. So generic skills, as that, such as teamwork, right? Communication skills, sense of responsibility, time management. These are very important skills. I would say time management and team working. These are the big 2 skills. Again, here you want to use stories and personal experiences to back it up. So for example, if I want to say that I'm a great team player or a great leader, I would say when I was in high school, I was responsible for leading the, let's say, business and economics club. And I could talk about all the events that I planned, right? And how many people I managed, how many people I led, right? So, so you end off with your generic skill. In this video, I really enjoyed making this video for you, okay? So the reason why I watched this video, why I made this video, actually, our center, our company, HKXL, we don't offer personal statement services to students. Our main competency, our main focus is helping IB students with the IB exam, right? Teaching them very effective exam skills. So why did I make this video? Well, there are 2 reasons. First of all is because I genuinely want to help IB students who are writing personal statement, because I understand how hard it can be. So I just want to give you a formula that you can stick to and it will work, okay? The second reason is because I just want to showcase to you what HKXL can do for you, right? So although this is a personal statement video, you can see how effective it was, right? So at HKXL, what we do is, our goal for students is actually to dramatically reduce the time you need and the effort you need in order to achieve success. Because what we believe is that all kinds of successes, let's say if you want to get a level 7 in maths, or you want to write a great personal statement, all kinds of successes ultimately require a strategy, right? So when you get the right strategy, you only need 20% of the effort than you would if you didn't have a strategy, right? So we are here to provide you the strategy, okay? So if you find this video useful and you want more, there are 2 things you can do. First is below, you can download a personal statement sample. Okay, this sample is basically written by my friend who was accepted into Cambridge, right? So you can get this personal statement sample, and there are notes that teaches you how to write the personal statement, okay? And the second thing is that you can, if you found this lesson useful and you think that this kind of really, if you really want somebody to give you success strategies for the IB, right, getting you to a higher score, right, minimizing the effort and aimless work that you do in order to achieve IB success, and you can also register for a free trial lesson, okay? So we offer tutoring lessons for all IB subjects, okay? We have a team of teachers. All of these teachers we have trained, and their focus and their expertise is teaching you exam strategies and concepts in a way that reduces the time you need, okay, to succeed, right? So you can also register for a free trial below. Okay, so I really enjoyed making this video for you, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Okay, thank you.